like to welcome everybody to the People's Church of Divine Prophecy. If we could turn your attention this way so we get started with the service. Thank you all for coming here today. We do have heat in here. Sometimes we don't have air conditioning, but we managed to get heat today. And I got my long johns on too. So. Actually, I still got them on from yesterday when I was out riding my motorcycle. So.
All right.
I'm Reverend Steve Adkins. I'm the pastor of the church. I'd like to welcome everybody. I'd like to ask you to silence your cell phones unless you're medical or law enforcement personnel. I'd like to have Joan light the candles to start the service, symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit. Never had the lighter not work. Usually a candle doesn't want to light. Thank you, Joe.
She's just trying to warm her hands.
Just for a quick housekeeping rule, those that are new here, the bathrooms are straight down the hall. Keep jogging around, you'll run right into them. Cold drinks in the fridge, hot drinks on the table. Just help yourself at any time during the service. We do ask you don't move around too much during the meditation, unless it's an alert emergency. Please stand for the opening prayer and remain standing for the first hymn. Join me in the attitude of prayer. Dear Father God, we give thanks for this moment in time together. May we feel the true moment of creation that has brought us all here to this time and place. May we immerse ourselves in that transformation of energy and hope and love. May we truly allow ourselves to be here now, leaving behind all that drove us here and all that we have waiting for us when we leave. We ask that we be here in this moment, enjoy the true peace and harmony and love directly from the mind of God to us and from those around us. Amen.
Amen.
And a beautiful new hymn. Number 18. Peace like a river.
Peace like a river, I've got peace like a river. I got peace like a river in my soul. I got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I got joy like a fountain. I got joy like a fountain. I got joy like a fountain in my soul. I got peace like a river. I got peace like a river. I got peace like a river in my soul. My soul. I got peace like a river. I got peace like a river. I got peace like a river in my soul.
Please be seated. That's a nice way to start the morning. Next portion is a thought for the day from the pastor. This is where I think about things that have occurred in my life in the past week and try to put them into a spiritual perspective, turning spiritual knowledge into spiritual wisdom, taking that which I've learned in classes and in services and practicing it in the world around me and in my life. Different things occur. Sometimes it's a transformation experience for you personally. Sometimes it's transcending the spirit. It all has its necessary place. This week it was mostly life on life's terms for me. And what came to me was commitment and responsibility. These words can be good words, they can be binding and difficult words too. The thing about commitment and responsibility is every time you agree to do that or commit to it, to take up a responsibility or commit to somebody to do something, it takes time out of your day. And time out of your day means less freedom for you to do that which you are inspired to do for your own life. So you have to be very frugal with how much you commit to do, because you can easily get committed way beyond what you got hours in a day to do, let alone leaving enough time for yourself to do what is best for you. And I'm coming up on a milestone with my work. I've been there 24 years, and it's a very high-powered, very responsible position. And this weekend, these guys, and it's, they're kind of pressing me, it's a real, we don't really have anybody to replace you, even though I've been training people for over a year and a half to take up these responsibilities. That's only part of what my job is. So again, commitment, responsibility. Do I feel responsible for what happened? Not a bit. Do I feel a commitment to stay there? No, sir. It's time. They've got the tools, they've got the people, they've got the training. It's not my responsibility anymore. It's time for me to move on with the rest of my life. My work is my spiritual work, and I've been working 5 days a week with this other job. I'm working part-time at my spiritual work, even though it's a full-time endeavor. And I haven't done too bad at it, I don't think, working the limited amount of time I've had to work in it, because I've listened to spirit guidance. They work with you in the way that you are able to be worked with. It's not this thing where you're taught sin and repentance. You have to sacrifice so much to get some benefit. Just open your heart, open your mind, and Spirit will work with you whatever way you have the time to work with them. They don't care if it's 5 minutes a day, if it's an hour a day, if it's an evening a week. Commit to that time and honor that time when it comes time, and you will receive as sure a guidance as if you meditated every day, if you communicated with them every day, that one time. They don't care if it's one time a week or every day. They don't have a clock. They don't have calendars. They draw to the love and intimacy and connection that you have with the spirit realm. So you don't have to say, oh gee, I'm going to start meditating every day, and I know that's going to make my life better. But I don't have time to, so I'm not going to bother with that now. If you can only meditate one time a week for 10 minutes a day, do it. You get as much benefit from that as anything else. So I intend to move fully into my spiritual work. I'm going to expand the services of the church. I've already got invitations to go speak at a number of other places. But there's a lot of little bit of angst caught up with all of this, with the commitment and responsibility. The other side of that coin is relationships and children. When is your responsibility to children done? No. In one answer, it's never. But one answer is that they are supposed to be able to function as independent people in their own lives at some point. And you have to decide what that point is. And that's another hard one, to begin to back away from that commitment and responsibility to them carry. So again, it's commitment and responsibility each step of the way. How much you can be involved in, how much you can handle in your own life. Everybody has these challenges that they move into, and I found out one thing important: there's no instructions manual for any of it. You don't just open up a book and know what to do. You have to be guided, because each event is formative for you in your spiritual development. It's not a punishment. It's not something that's visited on you that you have done something wrong about, and it's not something you get because you're good. It's for your spiritual development. So you have to see God in all of these levels of interaction. So I just asked you to think about these things as you move forward with your life. Take time to communicate with Spirit, because they put the balance in everything, the spiritual purpose. Maybe not the reason, but the feeling is what you get. So I just ask you to have a trust in yourself, a trust in the higher-minded guidance that comes to you, and be willing to take us one step at a time, even if it's only one step a week. Thank you for listening. Please stand. The next portion of the service is the spiritual healing portion. Ashkhen will lead us in a guided meditation. During the meditation, you'll hear it chime like this. That means the healing chairs become vacant. Usually the ones in the back, and we'll move you forward as the chairs that are occupied by the healers are become vacant. So to start this service, let's see, we have Judy and Karen. Don't know if we're going to need a third person or not. Who do we have here? So that's Linda. Would you like to do healing today, Jim? You stand up there in case we have a large crowd. We'll begin this service by stating the prayer for spiritual healing on the back together, if you like. I ask the great unseen healing force to help remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God.
Good morning. Let's get ready for the meditation. Find a comfortable position to sit. Relax your feet. Relax your knees. Relax your shoulders. Arms up in your lap, and close your eyes. Take in a few deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. With each inhale and exhale, let go of the tension if there is any in your physical body. Let go of the thoughts that are occupying your mind. If you have any worries, any concerns at this time. With your exhale, just breathe it out. Let it go. Feel it leaving your body. Feel all the thoughts disappear. Focus on your breath. Engage with the mechanism of your breath and feel it. While you breathe in and breathe out, feel your breath flowing in a circular motion throughout your entire body. From head to toe. Breathe in and breath, feel your body becoming more and more relaxed, and your mind quiet. Follow your breath. That is taking you deeper and deeper within yourself to a very quiet and sacred space within you. That feels calm, serene, and soothing. Connect with this peaceful presence. And while you breathe, repeat to yourself a few times quietly. I am at peace within and with my surroundings. With each inhale and exhale, I am at peace within and with my surroundings. I am at peace within and with my surroundings. Feel the peaceful sensations flowing with your breath throughout your entire body, nourishing, nurturing all the cells in your physical body. Embrace this peaceful state of your consciousness. You are meant to be at peace always. Embrace this peaceful aspect of yourself and be still. Just be still. Within for it is in this stillness that you experience wholeness. It is in the silence and the quietness you feel content with who you are. You are infinite. You are pure and perfect. Embrace the infinite aspect of yourself in this quietness. Connect with your spirit within and feel the breath, the peaceful breath. slowly higher to your forehead and above your head. And connecting with your higher self to the mind of God, the mighty I Am presence, the source of all divine knowledge and wisdom. Connect with this mighty presence that is surrounded with brilliant and bright golden light. There are no thoughts in this state of consciousness. It is a pure state of being. Become one with this mighty presence. And become one with this heightened state of awareness. Feel your awareness expanding and shifting and connecting with the universal awareness and consciousness. As you connect and you observe yourself and your surroundings within the higher dimensions of the universe, the different parallel realities of light. As you observe, you notice sparks of light everywhere that are scattered throughout the universe. And you are observing closely, like point of lights that are everywhere. And you become aware of your spark. You as one of the lights that you are observing. And you see the connection. They are all moving, vibrating with different frequencies, with different vibrations. And you start remembering that you once existed in those higher dimensions of the universe as a point of light within the universal light. And you start recollecting your memories and the contracts that you made, that you agreed to come back and fulfill. You remember all the details. As you remember, you become aware of your physical reality, your life, your family, your friends, even the strangers that are part of your surrounding. And you remember your mission. You remember your mission clearly, to be that light wherever you are. That light is the spark of your spirit, You are a spiritual being having human experience. You start remembering the greatness of your spirit that is capable of manifesting, materializing your realities, your intentions, that serves your highest good and the highest good of all. You are not limited to any reality. For God is infinite, everlasting, and permanent within each soul. In the mind of God, there is no separation. There is no competition, no aggression. In the mind of God, there is only unity, harmony. And in the heart of God, there is no hatred. For in the heart of God, there is only love. God is love, and love is your essence. Look deep within your heart, within the core of your heart, and feel the presence of God in your heart. Feel your heart chakra expanding and contracting with each breath. Feel your heart opening up to God's unconditional love and compassion, to where you have the capacity to love everyone unconditionally, regardless of the actions, the behavior. Just focus on the love that is within each heart. Surrender to your sacred heart. It is only through love we are able to forgive. And through forgiveness, we are able to heal. Forgive those who have hurt you, upset you. Forgive those who have judged you, misunderstood you. Forgive. Let it go. Make peace with it. For your own higher sake, make peace with it. As you release and let go, sense the freedom. Feel your spirit uplifted. With forgiveness comes a big reward. Be open. Be open to the will of God. And ask God to be in charge of your actions, of your thoughts. Surrender to the will of God. Let thy will be done, God, in the highestmost. Let thy will be done in the heaven as it is on earth. See yourself as a physical and a spiritual being as you once existed in those higher dimensions. Your mission is now here on earth. Create that heaven on earth. Wherever you are, be the love that you are. Have compassion. Surrender to your sacred heart. And just be the love that you are. Trust that all is fine, all is perfect, all is in divine order. Follow your breath. That is bringing you back slowly. Your peaceful breath. Let it dominate your consciousness, your thoughts, your actions. Maintain this peacefulness wherever you are. Don't let it interfere with anything. Allow these peaceful vibrations to settle down and integrate them wherever you are. Just be the love that you are. And so it is. Slowly come back to your physical senses. Engage with your physical senses. Slowly open your eyes. Come back to the here and now.
Please stand for the next hymn.
Number 12, Bring Love.
Sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Sweet rose, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Sweet rose, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Sweet rose, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home. Tell all my friends I'm coming too, coming for to carry me home. Sweet rose, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Sweet rose, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
Thank you. Please be seated. Sometimes I get asked why we have the type of hymns we have, and because the original co-founder of this with me, Ronnie Austin, was a Reformed Baptist, and he was the one that put the music together, so it's always nice, though I like those older hymns. It's got a little bit of the past with it. The next portion of the service is the inspirational lecture. And today we have the new co-pastor of the People's Church, Reverend Judi Stetson. She has been in a lifetime of service, starting with the Northern Congregation, the Southern Baptist. Here we go again, another co-pastor with the Southern Baptist. I guess we'll keep the revival attitude going. And many other religious studies in between. In 1999, God sent a personal awakening to begin her healing ministry through the illness of her father. Reverend Judi Stetson is the author of Guided by Your Light, which is a workbook style book in the back. You'll see it on the podium. She hosts monthly drumming ceremonies and the talking stick circle in Cassadaga. She's been to John of God, studied some healing with that, and is a hands-on healer in our church. So let's welcome Reverend Judi Stetson.
I'm green. Thank you. Thank you very much. The first thing I want to say is thanks to each of you. I cannot tell you how incredibly honored I am to have been named as co-pastor of this church. I have gone to a lot of churches, and certainly a whole lot in the state of Florida, and it really has to be something special that fits in your heart, that calls you to where you are, to become one in a unity, in a congregation, in our church body. We are a family, and the moment I drove by the building, it had just called me, and it was like, ooh, you're going there. And I'm like, what am I going there for? And that's what it does. Spirit calls you in so many different ways. But how are you listening? And how are you paying attention? And that's what we're really going to talk about today. Because we are going to go ahead and talk about my book, Guided by Your Light. And that's what it's about. We are each guided by our lights. The light of Christ, the light of Spirit, the light of God, the light of love from each of us to one another. The lights within our own hearts. We've got to take just a bit of time. As Pastor Steve was telling us, it doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes in the morning, or if it's 6 hours a day, or if it's 5 minutes once a week. But taking that moment in time to stop, to find peace within yourself, shut off the cell phone, shut off the TV, close the door, close your minds, set that moment in time aside to just stop and be and listen. Listen to the incredible knowledge, wisdom, power, and love that is within each of you. Each of you. Take a second, take your hands and put them over your heart. Close your eyes and breathe. Feel that incredible love presence within. It is such a gift that you each harbor and hold so tight within you. Take a moment in time and listen to what it has to say. Okay, you can put your hands down and open your eyes again. And perhaps I'll even get started with what I had planned to say, but you know, Spirit has his own plan all times. My book is channeled words. It wasn't my intention to write a book ever. 5 years ago, probably 6 years ago now, I'm not quite sure, I was walking along the beach, just, walking along the beach. And God came through and he says, you're going to write a book. I'm like, write a book? Are you kidding me? About what? And so then I continued walking. He gave me 21 chapters. Not one. 21 chapters. And he said, this is how it's going to start. And you have to host a class with each one. Because what it's truly about is helping each of us to be able to hear, to understand different ways. We're all special. We're all different. We're all different colors. We're all different sizes. We're all a combination of almost anything. And so because of that, because of our unique character, we all learn differently. We all hear differently. We all participate differently. And so that's why it's so important for each of us to understand how we can connect better. That's what it's really about. So we all know from being in the spiritualism that God really talks through different ways. You could be the visionary. You could be the seer. The visionary part of you sees what's happening around you. It's used as a direction finder so you can get your goals for yourself. It sees where you've been, where you are, and where you want to go. Intuition, the discerner. This is the part of you that gets to you, keeps you internally organized. This part of you is not interested in details, but only the overall situation. Prophecy, the knower. This is the inner knowing part of you. The prophetic part is in tune with every part of your being. It processes many different impressions at the same time. The feeling, the healer. This is the part of you that emphasizes and feels with others and with your environment. This is the part of you that touches others. It really is funny how much the mind plays with your personal guidance. We are so easily distracted by random thoughts, feelings, distractions that are around us, who's waiting for us, and so many other things that we get caught up in. It's so important to take control of your time, to take control of those moments in time, to be able to listen, to do, to be, whatever it is that you want to be. You each came back here. This was a choice. This was a life choice to come back at this time, at this space, with the different people that you're intertwined with, the families that you were born with, and more especially the ones that you choose to belong to. We are a family in this church. We are a family with everyone that we choose to come in contact with and invite into our life circles. We have love and joy that we can share with each, and that they can each share and teach with us. It's those moments. You all know those moments. Those teeny tiny moments. Those prophetic statements that come to you and it's like, that's what it was about. It's that moment and word that changes your life, changes your thought process, changes your version and vision of where you were going at that time. That's what's so special about life. And that's why it's such an incredibly colorful tapestry that's made up of all of our different faces and bodies and shapes and sizes. We are all one tapestry of life, the love of all. So, back to the workbook. Boy, Spirit's just taking me all over the place. But I'm paying attention and following the light. Because that's what it's about. I do want to take a second just to look at the picture. This is actually a picture of me. I had gone out to the Hopi Reservation, and I knew that God called me to go there, and I was going to meet a really special elderly woman. And I'm there, and as soon as I got up to the top of the hill, and I will say Nancy Jo went with me on that trip. She's over there with a hat, and it was just joyful to have her with me, just so joyful. And as soon as we got to the top of the mesa, stepped out of the car, I just started to weep because I knew I was home. I'd been there before. I felt the generations of love, just that connectedness to Mother Earth and who and what we were. Later I went back by myself and just kind of sat and was reflecting in that space. And I ended up turning around and taking pictures of my shadow. And that's what it was. It was about the shadow woman. She was the great elder I was to meet. She was full of the wisdom. She has any and all knowledge and information. And where is she? Within me. The same as within each of you. There's many different chapters in my book. It's broken into 3 different sections. The first is the practice of spirituality and healing energy. Certainly the healing energy, we know that about me. The first class is listening to life, how to listen to Spirit. How is Spirit trying to talk to you? The second class is energy healing. What is energy healing? How it works. how to be able to get out of the way and let energy and healing work with each of you. The third is the fruit of the Spirit and the chakras. How we're really relating the fruits of the Spirit of the body to the chakras. There's such similarity. In each of the different chapters is broken into 5 sections. Okay, so the first section, oh gosh, I better go ahead and repeat because I'm going to forget this one. We have an introduction, then we have information, then you have a meditation, because it's so important to take the time to really assimilate the information that you're getting. Then there's self-reflection. This is the key. This is the key for each of you, to take the information, to absorb the information, and then to go ahead and to write about it. How is it making sense to you? What do you see? What do you hear? Because you need to learn your own personal languages, because God is talking to you a little bit different than the way you talk to you, with your one little shoulder and your other little shoulder. God's an upper shoulder comes in. And the last is homework, because it's really important to put this practice then into action, and how to be able to put it into action. The second section of the book is all about personal development. And so the first one is carrying the weight of the world on your hips, working with your own humanness and natural emotions, and trying to see, feel, and experience life. The spirit of love, truly understanding, examining, and looking at love. And how love is. Love is so many different spaces, places, and things. But how it really happens around you and how you see love, and the love of Mother Earth. The next is a true warrior in today's world. We all battle in this world. Life is around us. It sometimes feels like it's tearing us apart, and sometimes it's just very sorrowful and sad. But we all are part of life, and how we learn from it, and how we take our experiences and grow from it to become better for who and what we are. The third section is all about connecting with Mother Earth to build your spirituality. God talks to us all the time through nature. But are you listening? Are you paying attention? Do you see it? Do you feel it? Do you hear it? Do you know it? Or do you just keep going by? And you're just so oblivious because you're going to be late for that meeting that you're in the car and oh my gosh, did you see that deer run in front of you? Whoa! It says, slow down, be gentle, and watch what changes when you take those momentary opportunities to just stop and see and listen to what's being said. So lessons include drumming, which is just aligning and realigning with the heartbeat of Mother Earth. What a precious gift. If you've never done the drumming, it really is a wonderful experience. You just quietly meditate and get in rhythm with Mother Earth, and it's amazing how well you feel afterwards. A world of water. We're almost all made of water. We live in water. We have to have water to survive, but the relationship of water and how you always feel energized when you're by the ocean. Why is that? All those wonderful, fantastic ions. And also your body getting back into the sync with the waves and pulling yourself in alignment. The tree of life. This is a really beautiful chapter. And it's all looking at each of your trees, the different people who are your branches, the experiences that created the roots, where you gather your strength from, where you're blossoming, and how you choose to go forward. So building your tree, identifying your tree, and becoming the most fantastic tree that you could be. Dance with a butterfly. Oh, a dragonfly, excuse me. You're dancing. It's so important to move in life, to different places, to see different colors, to incorporate that in your life, the arts, the vibrancy of all that is. So you're exploring dance. New beginnings of spiritual knowledge through nature. This is where we actually go out and collect natural items and build power pieces. You get to connect and feel the heartbeat of Mother Earth through the natural items that have called themselves to you. You'll be amazed at how much you can feel the power. I think you've each probably, here had a stone, one or two that's called themselves to you. You know, you feel the vibration, the life that's captured within this natural item that just aligns with each of you. And following the whispering winds, that's all about angels, the wonderful nature of angels and the angelic realm, and how they choose to speak to each of you and how you invite them. As I was writing the book and I was kind of getting along to the final stages, I was flying home one day, and I remember looking up into the clouds, and it was the time I was looking at the angels, and I got a very specific message, and it was an eagle clouds. Go forth, my child, and share my story. Look within to see the world through new, pure eyes. Eyes not clouded by power, greed, or chaos, but eyes of faith, peace, harmony, strength, grace, and love. Love of self first, and then love of mankind. I walk with you this day and stand strong. Let me sweep you back to your roots and connections with Mother Earth and Father God, who are within. I look at you and I see all potential ready to fly. Let me carry your silly fear. I am so much greater than all. Just listen to me and share my message with the world. People have moved too far away from their natural roots. I come to you to help bridge the gap, to assist in making this connection once again. My world is so precious, beautiful, and such a gift to all. But now people are just too busy and electronic that they forgot to tap in and refill from my natural gift of life and energy. See the rock or a mountain. It took centuries to create. Man comes along to tear it down, dig it up. Help Mother Earth. Share her words. Hear her prayers and help to heal her. Sit in the rain and feel the gift of water as it trickles into your being and fills the truth of you. My sun blesses light to all my daughter. The moon shows wonder and mystery, along with romance to the world. This is the gift that I give to you, and this is the gift that God has graced to each of you. The end of the workbook is actually a coming full circle. You take time to go back through each of your reflections that you have come up with and to look at the patterns and similarities so that you can see your growth, your changes, what you want to see, what you want to do. The most beautiful thing about the workbook, actually, though, is that it never gets old because every day we grow and change. So every day that you would do the exercises, they're different because you're different. We're each different based on what and how we want to go forward. That's the beauty of it all. So, we've chosen to walk upon this earth and time. We have each returned with personal mission. It is, however, so easy to get carried away by the experiences of our humanness that we point and purpose becomes blurred. You know that you are destined. You each know that you are destined. But sometimes the path is challenged and hard to find. Getting to know yourself better and increasing your personal relationship with your higher power provides you with gifts so far beyond what you could possibly imagine. So, join me as we begin the workbook series, which is actually going to start next week on Saturday. I'll be hosting one a month for the next 4 months, and then we'll continue afterwards. It's from 1 to 3:30. The first class is listening to life, then February 27th and March 26th and April 23rd. So anyway, there's flyers in the back. I do hope that you'll join me for them because, again, this is about guided by your light. It's not my light. It's your light. So blessings to each of you. Thank you.